Welcome to SolidCAM Professor. I'm Sydney, your SolidCAM Professor, and in this session we'll be going through part 3 of our lesson on profile machining. In our previous lessons we had completed the machining of the outside boundary of this part itself, and what's left to do still on the outside of the boundary are the steps that are on both sides. Now, what I'm going to do is mill these steps, but I'm going to use a tool that is actually smaller than the width of the step, and we'll use the option of clear offset to clean the entire step. So I'll start off with a new operation of profile, and in my geometry, I'll choose this line here as my first geometry, as my first chain in geometry. Make a note of the direction. That's the direction I want to work in, and I'll simply say OK, and then I'll just simply flip around to the other side and click on this line over here and say OK. I've completed my selection. Now I'll continue with the tool. The tool that I would like to use will be my 10 millimeter end mill, and my levels, my upper level will be the top of the part over here, and the profile depth will be up until the step itself, and I'll accept that, and you'll note the step is at 20 millimeters in depth. Now, in my technology field, I'll be using my rough cut, and I'll leave 0.3 millimeters on the wall, and since I'm working on the step over here, I'll leave a floor offset of 0.15 millimeters as well. Now my step down will be every 5 millimeters, and since my tool is smaller than the step is 12 millimeters, but my tool is 10 millimeters, I'll use the option of clear offset. Clear offset will allow me to start further away from the geometry and then work my way in. So I'll start with an offset of, say, 7 millimeters, and I'll step over every 7 millimeters as well. Now, I can either choose to do one way, as shown over here, or zigzag, going back and forth. I want to choose the option of one way. Now, one more thing I'd like to do in my geometry is, since my geometry started from this point over here, on this corner over here, I'd actually like to extend my geometry on both ends. So I'll go back into my technology, and in my modify area, I'll click on geometry. Now, I'll choose my first chain, and I'll simply say, OK. You know what? At the start, I want you to start at 5 millimeters away. I'll just take that at the top view, and at the end, I'd like to do also another 5 millimeters as well, and I'd actually like to apply that to both my geometries. I'll say that apply to all, and I've extended both of them. I'll simply say OK. Now we'll do save and calculate, and when we take a look at our simulation, and I'll use the Solid Verify simulation this time, using the isometric view, you'll see that my tool goes down. Now it's clearing away each step at a time. What I can do to change that is simply say complete Z level, because I want it to complete the Z level before going down, and also do it by each chain. In other words, do it one chain at a time, complete the Z level, and get until you get to the bottom, and then go over to the next chain. If I have to do now, save and calculate, and then simulate using the Solid Verify simulation, you'll see that the tool now is going down, clearing the Z level on that step, but staying on that step, and then doing the same thing on both sides. Now, to complete the step, I'd have to do another operation for finish. So I'll simply do save and copy on this operation, creating a new operation based on the previous operation. I'll change my tool, and I'll be using my 8 millimeter end mill for the finish cut. My levels will stay the same. My technology area, I will not do rough. I won't use this sort by chain and complete Z. What I will do is I will use my finish cut. And in my finish cut, first of all, I'll be going down again every 5 millimeters, but you'll note also, but since I'm doing a clear offset, my offset on top is open. And I'm going to actually put in here what my previous offset was. The reason for that is simple. When I do my clear offset, I want it to work only on the floor up until 0.3 millimeters from the wall, and then it will complete the wall from the top to the bottom. Let's take a look at our simulation as this is done, and I'll use my solid verify simulation for this. You'll see that my tool will complete the floor up until just before the wall itself, and then work on the wall itself, and doing this on both sides as well. This completes our lesson on profile machining. Thank you for joining us on SolidCAM Professor. Take care and have a nice day.